Ange Postecoglou's Celtic side are riding the crest of a wave just now. 8 Premiership wins in a row going into today's match. Already one piece of silverware in the trophy cabinet, and a Glasgow Derby Scottish Cup semi-final still to come. The best team in Scotland, that's a fact. And on this St Patrick's Day weekend, it's the Battle of the Greens with Hibs the visitors. The Easter Road side, a tricky opposition, but this season it's a fixture the Glasgow boys in green have dominated.
Comes it across, looking for Forrest. He scored his 98th goal in Celtic colours. Down the bait, plays it across, looking for Yakimakis. It must be a goal. That is a goal. Fires it low, back to Forrest. Goal. It is. James Forrest is on 99 goals. Moy towards Forrest. He's into the box. He scored 100 goals for James Forrest this century. Varda cuts it back. Yakimakis. It's a goal for Yakimakis. The ball floated in towards Maeda, and he scored! Go boys, come on lads, let's go!
Maeda, difficult ball across, and Moy with his first goal for Celtic! That is absolutely stunning from Dyson Maeda. Penalty kick to Celtic. No problem for Aaron Moy. He makes it a Moy double. With a pass to Kyogo on the right foot. Back onto the left. Kyogo with a classy finish. Makes it Hibs 0, Celtic 4. More of the same this afternoon would be nice. The stage is set here at Paradise. Kick-off just about half an hour away for the Cinch Premiership match between Celtic and Hibernian. Yes, welcome along to Celtic TV's live coverage of this Cinch Premiership match. It's the Battle of the Greens and St Patrick's Day weekend, and it's great to have your company. A very special studio guest coming up, but we have, of course, got the company of Simon Donnelly for this one. Simon, you looking forward to this? Yeah,
it's a fixture that I really enjoyed playing in back in the day, and it's one that recently, just going back to those 2 games, Gerry, a lot of goals scored with Celtic. And it's always one that we like to see. Hibs coming to Celtic Park. I think it's 2010 since they got a result here, and I don't see them getting one today, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, let's have a look then at the starting lineups for both sides. Let's start with the home side. Celtic, Joe Hart in goal. Johnson, Carter-Vickers, Starfelt, Taylor at the back, Callum McGregor in there. No Aaron Moy, he picked up an injury yesterday in training, so Matt O'Reilly and Rio Hatate in the midfield alongside the captain. Maeda's back, Jota's there, and Kyogo through the middle.
Yeah, strong again. As I say, Moy's obviously picked up a little knock, but O'Reilly comes in there. There's no real change in quality, to be honest. Maeda comes back in. We covered the game last midweek against Hearts where he took a knock, scoring the goal. He's been in good form as well, so it's no surprise to see him back fit and back in the starting lineup.
And giving youth a chance as well. Ben Summers on the bench there from the B team, so he may get a chance this afternoon to make his competitive Celtic debut. Hibs' form is a little bit patchy just now. They're sitting 4th in the table. A 4-1 win in their last game, but 4-1 defeat before that. No Aidan McGeady, of course, is playing well for them this season. He's out for the season. Ex-Celt Ewan Henderson in there. What do we expect to see from them? How do you think they'll approach this one?
I think they'll have the last visit in their minds, to be honest, when Celtic battered them 6. Difficult place to come, Celtic Park, especially when I watched the game. We covered the game last week at Tynecastle, the Scottish Cup game. I thought Celtic were first class, really kicked into top gear. And if they hit those heights this afternoon, it could be a long day for Hibs.
Yeah, Celtic coming into this one in some great form. You mentioned the game against Hearts in the Cup. Obviously, we played against them in the league as well. It was a back-to-back, and ties on paper that looked very tricky, but Celtic really took care of Hearts pretty early on in this one.
They did, and it was all about the start. This was in the first seconds of the game. Jota's picked out Moy beautifully. It's a really difficult finish, and then this one just on half-time, Kyogo getting across the front, cute finish. The game was all but dead. You know, went on to get a 3rd goal in the second half, but it's as comfortable a game I can remember at Tynecastle, and it's, you know, all the praise has to go to the team, the way they went about it. They really took the game away from Hearts early on.
Lee Johnson, of course, is the Hibs manager, former Hearts player. I remember back to the last game between the sides. You and I did commentary on that 28th of December, and with the Derby game just around the corner, and with it being the festive period, it looks on paper, as I said, it looked like a really tricky tie. But looking back to that night, which we can hear, it was a dominant performance from Celtic.
Yeah, it was very similar to last week, really. Without the quick start, I think if I remember rightly, Hibs had a little bit of the game initially in this one, until Celtic got ahead. Moy with the goal there, and then Maeda with this finish. This was sensational. Just cuts in, gives the keeper no chance, and from that moment, you know, when Celtic get two in front, it's very difficult to peg them back. Their confidence is high. They got the penalty here, lovely pass inside the full-back. They win the penalty for the third goal that Moy dispatches. But again, as I say, a similar performance to Tynecastle. You go through to the capital, sometimes you feel it's going to be a difficult day.
We use words like relentless and ruthless, and the way Celtic have played this season, there's no surprises.
No.
You know, we know what to expect from. If you're an opposition manager, you know what to expect. It's almost got to the stage where we kind of know what substitutions the manager's going to make in the second half, and yet we still dominate other teams. It's a bit like playing a game of cards against someone, showing them your hand, but still winning. That's
because the levels are so high. The quality compared to the rest of the teams. You know, if Celtic are at it, 9 times out of 10 they win the game. Their confidence has been up recently. Their quality recently has been sky high. And you know, as you say, you use the word relentless. It's difficult, and as I say, that will be on the mind. I know I've been there. I've been on the other side of it, Gerry, coming to Celtic Park. That will be in the minds of the Hibs players today if Celtic go off to a really quick start. That's 6-1.
And Ange Postecoglou's new signings, of course, have been relentless, and they've all contributed. One of the most recent additions is Alistair Johnston, who's slotted right into that right back position. He is down trackside with John Ledwith.
Alistair, you've experienced a whirlwind start to your Celtic career. Today will mark the international break, so you'll be heading off to sunnier climes. But how do you sum up the emotions of starting a first Glasgow derby at Ibrox, winning your first medal at Hampden Park, and sustaining this fantastic form since you've arrived?
Yeah, it's right into the deep end right from the get-go, which I've really enjoyed. I think as a footballer, that's what you want. You want to get the opportunity to go and play in those biggest matches, and you know, to start off my Celtic career with a match like that away at Ibrox was really special. And yeah, I'm just trying to build on that. You know, with every single day in training, just trying to push the levels and really understand what the manager wants out of me. You know, I'm slowly adapting to the system and feeling more and more comfortable with that each day that goes by.
And you'll understand one of the most important challenges facing Celtic is to dominate matches and try and break teams down. I'm sure you'll expect Hibs to make it difficult today, but how important is it that before this international break you win these final 3 points?
Yeah, no, they've been great form. We've been watching how they've played. They've added some new pieces as well during the January window, and you know, I think they've kind of taken their team to another level as well. So we know this is going to be a really difficult opposition, but at the same time, we feel really comfortable with where we're at right now. We're continuing to push every single day, and I think that we're taking strides. We saw that last week. You know, we had 3 difficult matches, and we came out at the end of it, you know, getting the result in every single one, and we're just trying to build on that. We know that they're going to do everything they can to make our life as difficult as possible, especially here at Celtic Park, but we know if we stick to our principles and do what we can do, it doesn't matter who the opposition is, we feel really good that we're going to come out on top.
Good luck today.
Cheers.
Almost as impressive on camera as he is on the pitch. Alistair Johnston there speaking to John Ledwith. Right, your chance to win £10,000 today in the virtual Paradise Windfall. To be in with a chance, you need to get yourself a ticket. It will cost you £2. You can get it via the Celtic Pools app. Download that onto your phone or your tablet. It's the Paradise Windfall, brought to you by Laurie Ross. Please visit begambleaware.org. Now, I'm delighted to say we're about to be joined by a true Swedish Celtic legend, a man who played 276 times for the Hoops, scored 21 goals, won 16 pieces of silverware, 8 titles in a row, one of them as an Invincible. All of that, and yet he's best remembered for stealing a police hat after James Forrest scored a goal against Rangers here at Celtic Park. He's here, Mikael Lustig.
hands. He takes a shot. Oh, it's a goal from Mikael Lustig! Celtic have scored! This pass to Lustig. Oh, what a goal for Mikael Lustig!
Yes, he's here, the man himself, Mikael Lustig. Great to see you back at Celtic Park. It's your first time here since you left 4 years ago. How are you feeling?
No, it's a little bit like surreal. You just look at the stadium, it's like, wow, the stadium is unbelievable. Looking down at the players now, it's like, I want to be there. No,
well, you're looking well. You look as if you could be. You still keeping fit?
Yeah, I feel quite okay, to be honest.
Hibs, the visitors today, Mikael, a team that you had some good history against. You scored your first goal for Celtic against Hibs, a couple of goals at Hampden against them as well. An opposition that you like playing against?
Yeah, I love a game against Hearts. Simon's touches as well. Every time we face Hearts, it feels like it's a lot of goals involved. I think it's Hibs. Hibs is a good team who want to play football as well. I think it's always good games against them. So hopefully we can. It's the same today.
Yeah, so some great memories there for you scoring against Hibs at Hampden Park, the famous keyboard celebration. Here's another one. You
that's a cracker.
That was a cracker. He said himself.
That's probably the only goal I scored outside the box, but yeah, happy with that one.
And then this one, I'm sure you never get tired of seeing this.
No, can't be better than that. You know, playing them away and yeah, it's outside box again. What a goal that is.
That's your best one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's the one that we all like to celebrate. And then we'll finish it off with your last goal for Celtic. Again, a really important goal because this set us on the way to winning your 8th in a row title.
Yeah, we're probably going to win the league anyway, but of course it was a quite emotional game for me as well. I knew I'm going to leave Celtic at the time, but to go to Aberdeen away, a tough opponent, and to be able to score a diving header, it was nice.
I did say that you're most remembered for that celebration just down there on the touchline when James scored that goal here in the Derby game. You were one of these players who showed your enjoyment of your job, and I think that's really what connected you to the Celtic support. What came into your head there? Did you just see him standing there?
No idea, to be honest. So many times I just doing things, just black out, and you know, hopefully people can laugh about it, but it was a good goal. I just feel a little bit sorry for James to score a really good goal, but everyone just talking about.
Yeah, you've taken it away from him.
So yeah, he's not happy about that. But
how much did you love playing in those derbies?
Well, a lot. Well, obviously it's a big build-up before the game. You know, we're speaking with the police a couple of days before the game. You feel like it's something different that's going to happen, and you just know that if you're going to lose that game, it's going to be a couple of weeks that's going to be hell. But when you win, it's no better feeling. But yeah, most of the times we're winning. So
you're here with your family today. You're going to be on the pitch at half-time to maybe speak to the Celtic fans. How do you think you're going to feel on the pitch?
We'll see. I start to get a little bit nervous, to be honest. It's a lot of people already, and it's just unbelievable to see like the support is just turning up every game now, and yeah, to be here to see them again, because last time I was in Celtic Park, I knew that this was going to be the last time I saw the fans, but the support didn't knew that, so it's going to be special. Looking forward to it.
And just finally, Mika, if you could pick out one moment from those incredible times that you had here at Celtic, one moment that kind of stands out for you above all others, what would it be? Sorry to put you on the spot.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of memories, but well, obviously the last game against Hearts, I knew it's going to be my last game, so a lot of emotions.
Was this the treble cup final?
The treble cup final, just playing so bad at the first half, but yeah, we're digging in there. They score 1-0, but yeah, to be able to make the header to Oddson and see him scoring the 2-1, and yeah,
And you got the pleasure of lifting the trophy with Scott as well.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, Bruni knew it's going to be my last game as well, to be able to lift the cup with the captain, it was amazing.
And of course, you're back here in Glasgow in a few weeks because you're going to be doing a night at the OVO Hydro with Scott Brown. So that'll be great. Some great stories for you and Bruni to tell.
Yeah, it's going to be good fun. Obviously, he played a little bit longer than me, but we have 8 seasons together, and it's going to be good guests, and it's going to be a lot of stories as well. So looking forward to that one.
Yeah, absolutely. If tickets are still available for that night with Mikael Lustig and Scott Brown at the OVO Hydro. Mika, thank you so much for joining us, and have a great day with you and your family.
Thank you.
Let's go down to the Celtic Park tunnel now, and we can speak to Celtic manager Ange Postecoglou, who's with John.
Ange, a couple of changes this afternoon. Dyson Maeda returns to the side, and Aaron Moy misses out obviously with injury, but no disruption to the football that you expect to see today.
No, we obviously, like I said, with Aaron, he pulled up a sore during the end of the week, and Dyson's had a good week of training and missed the early part of the week, obviously, but then has recovered well. But in terms of our approach today, nothing really changes. We've got a strong lineup out there, and we'll need to start the game well against a good opponent and make sure we dominate the areas we need to.
Fans are always excited. 3 p.m. Saturday kickoffs. Pitch is looking great, and there've been interesting ties against Hibernian. You'll expect another challenge here. Yeah,
I think so. They've had they didn't have a game last weekend, which also means they've been preparing for this game for a little while. So I'm sure they'll be up for it, and really important to get off to a good start today. I think, as you said, I'm sure the crowd will be right behind us. But it's important we impose our game, particularly early on, and make sure that we give ourselves a platform to perform.
And I know that you've been big on finishing season strong. 10 matches running from here, last one before the break. How pleased are you with where the whole squad is going into this important?
Yeah, we've made progress, and we're constantly improving, and that's what we want to be doing throughout the course of a year. And as you said, today's game sort of ends that sort of middle period of the season for us, and we want to finish it strongly. And then a couple of weeks where with plays off sort of in different areas of the world, and from that perspective, we've just got to hope they get through it well and be ready to go for the final push.
Best of luck today, Ange.
Thanks, Sean. Thank you.
Rogic moves it on to Forrest. Forrest across now to Rogic. A chance for Celtic. Oh, wonderful! The magician from Australia! Edge of the box, across to Rogic again. Threads it through to Incham. Celtic lead by 2-0. It's Gerry on his left foot. The shot, it's into the top corner of the net. It's James Forrest up against Milligan. Gets beyond Milligan, he's into the box. It's Forrest. Cuts it back for Edwards. Oh, it's a goal for the Frenchman. Wonderful play from Forrest. A chance for Boyle. He cuts it over. Craig Gordon. Callum McGregor. Flicks it back inside. Ocean Edwards takes a touch. Ocean Edwards. Yeah! And he's made it more! He twists it off. It's in the back of the net. A point secure.
Yeah, wonderful to see Mikael Lustig back at Celtic Park. I'm sure he'll get a wonderful reception when he goes on the pitch at half-time, although the rain has just started coming down in buckets here, so I hope he's got a raincoat with him. Simon, let's take a look at a few of the players then that we can focus on from today's game. Normally we would focus on kind of attacking players because it's Celtic, that's what we're all about under Ange. But I think it's worth highlighting and not underestimating the job that the defence is doing. We are the stingiest defence in Scotland, and in Cameron Carter-Vickers and Carl Starfelt, we've got two guys here who they've yet to lose a game domestically when they both start. That is quite an incredible start.
It really is. It really is. It's a testament to both guys. You've obviously got to bring Joe Hart into that as well, playing behind the back four. But it's such a good partnership, and a wee bit critical at the beginning, when they first were just getting to know each other last season, but they've been very strong and they have developed into a really good partnership.
They call him the fridge in the squad because you just cannot move him.
Yeah, he's been brilliant, that's an important block there, but he's rock solid. He's up there for player of the season. This was a crucial intervention at Hampden the other week there, but he's been so assured, really good with the ball at his feet, loves to defend, strong. Isn't the biggest centre-back, but I think that bodes well for him. Low centre of gravity, can deal with people quite easily because of his strength, and he pops up with that goal last week, his first of the season. But He's been brilliant for Celtic. Such a big player since he came to the club.
Yeah, Cameron Carter-Vickers, a real fan's favourite. Not the tallest central defender, but he makes up for it in his
just strength.
You know, his strength, his pace, but he's great with the ball at his feet as well. Carl Starfelt is a player who plays alongside him regularly. They play in a very exposed position because the fullbacks like to bomb forward. Whenever the central defenders have the ball, they are very exposed, so they have to be good with the ball at their feet, but their strength has to be in defending.
Yeah, I think this guy's he's a really good defender. People are a wee bit critical again at the beginning. Look at this composure at Hampden. Wants to come back and play out the other side. I think he's grown into the position. He's got a deceptive turn of pace as well. Starfelt, seen people try to run him, very difficult to do, and he pops up with the odd goal. But they two they've been rock solid. You know, as I say, the full backs at either side and Joe Hart, it all bodes towards a really tight back line.
I should tell you before we go back out that You'll Never Walk Alone today. There's going to be a very special rendition of You'll Never Walk Alone. This week is the CAFE Total Action Week. CAFE stands for the Centre for Access in Football in Europe. It's all about inclusion for people with disabilities at football matches, and the kids from St Roch's School for the Deaf have been in, and they have been signing You'll Never Walk Alone, and that will be shown on the big screen for fans with hearing impairments when You'll Never Walk Alone starts. So it's a very special day, and there's a guard of honour there from some of our children who have got who are disabled, and they have got season tickets at Celtic Park, and they will be providing a guard of honour for the players. So it's a very special day for a number of children here at Celtic Park. While we await that, let's sum up the defence then. We've got the fullbacks this afternoon, Alistair Johnston and Greg Taylor. Alistair Johnston having settled right into things at the club, and he's been unbelievable. Yeah,
I use the word seamless. He's been unreal since he came. You know, this was his first game at Ibrox, a difficult one to go into, but the biggest compliment I can pay the guy is he looks as if he's been there for 3 or 4 seasons. You know, there was a lot of concern with losing a fan's favourite in Juranovic. This guy's came in and just hit the ground running completely. An athlete, defends well, involves himself, here's an assist, involves himself in the Celtic type of play, the way they want to play, gets on the end of this one through at St Mirren, but seamless. You know, for the games that he's played, as I say, he looks as if he's been here about 4 or 5 seasons.
And finally, Greg Taylor, for a lot of people, the most improved player under Ange Postecoglou. You know, one of the best engines at the club. The fullbacks tend to have to run more than anyone else, and he's simply been a revelation. Now he's one of the most influential players in the squad.
Yeah, he looks as if he's really bought into the gaffer's way of play. He picks up so many unusual areas, you would say, for a left back. Pops up with assists. That's a crucial one at Hampden in the final, and he pops up with the odd goal as well. But again, I speculated that it was maybe a left back coming in at the start of the season, upped his game. It's natural, doesn't want to give his jersey away, and he's been brilliant. You know, the back four have been really, really good.
They have indeed. Greg Taylor takes his place in a left back this afternoon. Kick-off just a few minutes away, but I can hear through the glass You'll Never Walk Alone has started, so I know you like to experience the atmosphere for yourself. It may be pouring with rain here at Celtic Park, but it never dampens the atmosphere. A very special rendition of You'll Never Walk Alone. Simon, Celtic have been dominant against Hibs in the 2 previous meetings with a very fast pitch out there this afternoon. Are you expecting that to continue in this fixture?
Yeah, I expect goals. I think Celtic have been at the top of their form last week. If they come out the traps the same way as last week, we've spoke about it before, it's perfect conditions for fast, free-flowing football. I expect Celtic to get a few goals today, but that's a magic moment for those kids as well there.
It is indeed. Hoopy's there as well, keeping them entertained. There's nothing he can do about trying to keep them dry. But I'm sure the excitement is at peak levels as they are providing a guard of honour for the 2 sets of players who must just be a matter of seconds away from coming out onto the Celtic Park pitch. We're at the final stages, or heading towards the run-in to the season. Celtic well ahead at the top. A win this afternoon would put Celtic back 9 points clear at the top of the Premiership table. Just 4 fixtures to go until the split. So Celtic in a really commanding position. As I said, already 1 piece of silverware in the trophy cabinet. A Scottish Cup final to come, Scottish Cup semi-final rather, against Rangers to come up at Hampden Park at the end of April. Yeah, the kids are loving it. Teams are in the tunnel. They're ready to come out here at Celtic Park. So let's go to your commentary team high up in the gantry. Hanging from the main stand is Paul Currahy and Peter Grant.
Thanks, Gerry. Well, I should just assure people that it's actually the gantry that's hanging from the main stand and not Peter and myself. The rain lashing down round Celtic Park. I think a few tears in the eyes of people who watched that very moving rendition of You'll Never Walk Alone. The children from St Roch's Primary and Deaf School who did that special signed performance. It was absolutely magnificent and very moving. And as Gerry said, there is a special guard of honour today as Callum McGregor leads the Celtic team out. We do it every year. We support CAFE. It's the centre for access to football in Europe. The importance of access to football and also to society for people with disabilities. And so a very special guard of honour this afternoon. Some of our young supporters here applauding both sets of players out. And of course it's Celtic, a club open to all and also to promote access for all as well. So I don't think any of those children are noticing the rain at all, and also just getting a high five from Jota and Daisen Maeda there as well. Celtic in the green and white hoops, Hibs all in black this afternoon. So a wonderful moment for some of those young children there on the Paradise pitch, and they will now take their place in the stand to hopefully cheer Celtic on to another victory. The victory this afternoon will restore that 9-point lead at the top of the table. Ange Postecoglou makes 2 changes from the side which won so comprehensively at Tynecastle in the Scottish Cup last weekend. Aaron Moy misses out. He's taken a knock, so he misses out through injury this afternoon. Matt O'Reilly takes his place. Daisen Maeda, he missed last weekend through injury. He returns. Sead Haksabanovic is on the bench. Hibernian, they've not been in action for 10 days. That was a 4-1 defeat at home at Easter Road against Rangers, so Lee Johnson will be hoping his side can bounce back this afternoon. A tough test for them given the fact they've lost in their 2 previous meetings against Celtic. Of course, that game back in October here, a 6-1 victory for Celtic. Not a lot of goals in that starting 11. The player I'm sure everyone will be watching from a House point of view, Johan, who's got 6 goals, and Josh Campbell 8 goals. So those 2 players an attacking threat for Hibernian this afternoon, as Callum McGregor and David Marshall have a picture just on the touchline. Stephen McLean, the referee this afternoon. Of course, David Marshall wearing the captain's armband. 50 times he appeared for Celtic, has had a very long and illustrious career. Plenty of caps, 47 in total for Scotland, although he retired from international duty after the playoff defeat against Ukraine. The Celtic players in the huddle. Callum McGregor, as always, those last few words of encouragement. Celtic will shoot towards the Lisbon Lions stand in the first half. It has turned out to be a miserable wet afternoon, but I don't think the Celtic fans, with the football that they're watching these days, even notice the weather. And there are plenty of goals in this side. Matt O'Reilly now starting to find his shooting boots, and he'll take his place in the centre circle. It will be the home side to get the game underway. Stephen McLean, the referee. Gavin Duncan, the VAR referee.
this afternoon. Kyogo already with 20 league goals this season, looking to add to that tally. And we are underway here at Celtic Park.